So they're in the form of Mick Hill, England, up against Julian Wilde from Wales.
Wales to break.
And Julian will be breaking off. Now, he's a new face. I don't recognize this gentleman from the side last year. Is this his rookie season, as it were, to play for Team Wales?
No, Jim. Julian Wilde's been around a good few years. He's been in and out of the team. Last season, he didn't quite make the side. But very steady player. Nicknamed him Oscar, after the famous Oscar Wilde. But he's pretty much the life and the soul of the party, the Welsh team. Quite a jovial character, but he is a great cueist.
Yellow ball potted.
And you see he's potted the yellow off the break, but I don't think he's landed ideally.
I think he's got a yellow into the bottom right-hand corner here, which will get him started
Yellow ball's in play.
on his road to clearing these colours up.
Little decision in what color that will be, but it looks like the only shot he's really got is the possible yellow bottom right. That's the one he's looking at.
Certainly not an easy starter ball.
30 seconds.
He's been playing pretty well this week, Julian. And that one looks like it's missed. But he's got second prize there. He's covered the bottom right-hand corner where the 8 ball is pretty closely situated.
Yes, and for my money now, Tony, this man does not miss. You get one chance per frame if you're lucky. And when you get that chance, you have to clear up, because he just does not miss, this fella.
Good red from Mick Hill. Mick, always one of the players that is counted on heavily to carry the English flag high. And in fact, in singles play, he's one of the players, the informed players on the Embassy Tour, isn't he?
That's right, he's #1 on the professional circuit, he's #1 on the tour. Can't really get any better than that apart from being world champion. He's been so consistent over the last 3 to 4 years, it's unbelievable.
Great pot there from Mick Hill. The only problem he'll have is just getting position from his last red to the 8 ball. He'll want to be playing that in the bottom left-hand corner.
I think the black may actually pass off the cushion first, off the yellow to the bottom right-hand corner. I think that's what Mick were looking at there.
Yes, it does look off the cushion, off the yellow, and possibly in, Chris, but would have to be hit perfectly.
There we see Mick clearing the top 3 reds, making his position easier to get on the black. This is ABC for Mick Hill. He does this day in, day out.
And there's Jimmy Mills from Australia. He's the timekeeper for today. You can remember that these players, each shot, you must play your shot within 1 minute. The referee will give a 30-second call. If you do not play your shot within 1 minute, it's a time foul. And then your opponent will come to the table with 2 visits.
Well, all Mick wants to do is roll this in, and there's the time. Mind you, you won't see Mick Hill hitting a time foul very often. The long straight red now, just off straight. Now, looks like he's got the angle here to maybe possibly take that cue ball over the right-hand side of the table as we look.
You know, I think this is a more sensible shot. He knows he's got a great positional sense as Mick Hill. And he's left that short.
He twitched that one a little bit there, didn't Mick? He was a little bit nervous. First time on the TV for a while. That's you won't see that very often from him.
Yes, a little movement in the head for sure, Chris, and about a foot short of ideal position. A very thin cut here.
Where's the white going? Very fortunate to leave it in the jaws.
Well, mind you, Wales in with a chance, and look at England. Concern written over every face in the front row.
Well, there's one thing you don't want to see when you're in the team event is one of your kingpins going down. And there you see Mick Hill shaking his head. He can't believe he didn't get on that 8 ball. And believe me, Mick Hill is one of the greatest players the world's ever seen. And this is such a great chance for Julian Wilde. I just hope that Julian doesn't get too nervous. He knows it's Mick Hill. You know, that can be in the back of your mind, Chris, can't it?
Yeah, the thing is, you've got to play the table. I mean, it's very hard when you're playing somebody who you know if you're going to miss against, they're going to clear up. You've just got to get down, play your game, and hopefully you'll clear the balls. And that's a terrible shot from Julian there. Anywhere on the table apart from above the yellow, and he's perfect.
Another look at it, just slightly overhit this. But as you said, Chris, so unfortunate to have finished on top of that yellow.
I can tell you the table's very, very fast out there. Julian has just found that out. What if he's looking at his yellow into the bottom right hand corner? And there you see what a great angle that is.
Well, for me, this isn't the shot. I think the shot is to snooker him behind the top yellow, but he's potted it. Great shot from Julian. Must be feeling confident now.
He looks very calm and composed. That's the secret to being successful, is to get that brain and that arm in sync. Another look at this shot. Had to be careful not to push it. Cue ball very close to object ball, but Julian Wilde right now.
Again, he's run the cue ball quite a long way away from the yellow. He'd have liked to have been right behind that one, but I think the one before scared him.
This is the shot.
And look at the Welsh lads now. They're praying this ball goes in the pocket. We're going to know before him if it's in. What a great shot. Didn't take it with some pace.
Great shot there from Julian. Didn't look like he was going to miss it. Straight down on the shot. Cued it well. Didn't move. Ball went straight in the pocket.
Well, if England didn't know they were going to be in for a tussle today, they do now. Wales has just secured the last 2 frames and lead 2-1 in the race to 8. And Julian Wilde, what a performance from him. The miss came from Mick Hill, and Wilde capitalized. Terrific last yellow. Down the cushion with conviction. And punctuated with the 8. And Julian Wilde feeling very good. He looks more nervous now than he did at any time at the table.
Well, he'll be very pleased with himself there, Julian Wilde.
Welcome back to Blackpool for this enthralling semi-final clash between England and Wales. England leading 4-3. Let's go straight back to the action. It's Darren Appleton now up against Julian Wilde.
Finally poised here. 4-3. And Wales know they let it slip away. They were 3-1 ahead and somehow concocted to lose 3 in a row to go into that interval 4-3 down. But the same player comes back out for England, Darren Appleton, and I feel that this is a good move, a good tactical move by Captain Lee Kendall to bring Darren back out again. He won his last frame against the Welsh captain, Carl Alexander, and he's having a good look at the rack. He just wants to make sure that everything is touching, and that way you get a total displacement of the balls. Not always easy to do either, to get all those balls touching. And Darren's going to have one more quick look, and he still found something. And this is very important, as I said. The break, a huge weapon, akin to a long drive in golf, a big serve in tennis. It can set the frame up.
England to break, leading 4 frames to 3.
And so Darren Appleton strides to the table now, frame 8. Looking to continue on with the momentum that they have seized from Wales. And he wouldn't have looked good, would he, fellas, if after such a long time getting the rack right, if he didn't make one off the break, it would have come back to haunt him. But he got a ball in the middle, so it's an open table for Appleton in England.
Yeah, he's looking a little bit desperate there for Darren. Look at concern on his face as the ball's going around the table and nothing had gone in, but a red finally departed into the right centre. And what would you fancy here, Chris?
Well, if I were going for the ballsy, I'd go for reds. Simply because they're more in the open and it's an easier pot than the yellow along the top cush to
Yellow
get on
ball's
another yellow.
nominated.
30
Well,
seconds.
Darren's disagreed with you. I must admit, I think I'd have preferred to take the reds as well. So I'm with you, Chris. But each player in their own mind has their own routes envisaged. That's the first time you've heard the England team sort of start to get a bit more loud on the bench, and there they are. You heard Lee Kendall shouting, "Come on, Daz."
Well, we said the expectations are so high, they've never failed to secure a final berth. Well, Wales has really put them under pressure here in the early going. And I hate to
30 seconds.
allude back to that one match in the first session, Ryan John, when Wales was 3-1 ahead, and he had 2 visits with the final black on the table. And what could have been? Nice little shot there. You can see the yellows nicely into the open for Darren Appleton now.
Yeah, Darren played a great positional shot there. Great controlled shot, making sure that he's got 2 yellows to play on if he hadn't have landed on one.
Good control there from Appleton. He's going to be playing the yellow just above the 8 ball next to the bottom left-hand corner.
I think he's just hit it slightly too hard there, Tony. He wanted to be low on the yellow. That way he can go up for the other ones. Now he's going to have to punch it off the side cush or punch it past the black off the bottom cushion.
England finishing top of the tables, only 1 defeat
30
at
seconds.
the hands of Australia during the round robin stages.
Well, he's played that very, very softly. No conviction in that shot, was there?
Well, for me, that isn't a shot. He's played a drag shot there, trying to kiss the black, and on these new cloths, the ball reacts later. You can't really play the same shot as what you play on a normal club table. And he's put himself under a lot of pressure now. He's got to pot this long yellow and give himself a chance. Or Wales are back in with another shout.
Darren hasn't performed as well as
30
in
seconds.
past years for England. In the round robin stages of the 27 that he played, he's got just better than a 50% winning ratio. 55.56. He won 15 of the 27, losing 12. You usually expect him to be top of the tables in the ranking list. Well, not this year.
Red ball's in play.
Now we see Darren just playing a containing safety, but again, put himself under pressure. Julian Wilde can now play the red off the right hand side cushion, leave the white where the red is. Puts Darren in trouble.
Thirty seconds.
He's taking a lot of time over this one. He hasn't seen that shot that you alluded to yet, Chris, but that certainly would be a good containing shot. Now he's looking at it. That's all he had to do, get everything in the open, and he really does put the thumb down on Darren Appleton now.
Well, Darren's under a lot of pressure now. He had control of the frame earlier on, played one slack positional shot. Now he's under the cosh. What can he do from this position?
Darren Appleton taking quite a bit of time to decide what to do.
30 seconds.
There's Jimmy Mills, timekeeper, calling 30 seconds. So he's gone over halfway of his allotted time.
He felt the urgence, demanded a shot of some desperation, took on a very low percentage double there. And the Reds nicely situated. And this is a big opportunity for Julian.
Well, this will be another good scout for Julian Wilde. Should he win this frame? He's already took out Mick Hill in the opening session. And now it's Mick Hill's buddy and practice partner Darren Appleton that could be on the receiving end once again.
That's right, he's going to take the 2 best players in the world out here. Not many people can say they've done that on television.
And in fairness, looking at the Reds now, you'd have to expect them to finish up here. Good shot there.
That's a cracking ball there from Julian Wilde. He's looking very confident.
It's ABC now for Julian. And for me, for my money, Julian looks as though he's been the best player on the Welsh team. Hasn't looked phased by who he's playing. He's just got down, played his own game, and that's why he's winning.
And he obviously hasn't cared who's been sat in the opposite chair. As you said, Chris, 2 of the best players on the planet, both fallen to the man at the table now.
Nice control there from Julian Wilde. And a simple 8 ball, and the Welsh are getting ready to sing.
And the rod has been stopped. Wales pull back, level pegging, 4-4, and finally some time to cheer.